So today I'm driving a Hyundai Venue SX optional DCT that has a level 1 ADAS and some good features. Um, and I also have a couple of more cars in my garage. One of them is a Kia Seltos HTX IVT, which I'm driving from last 2 years. I also have a Baleno. It's a second, Baleno. I sold one this year, and I bought a manual one again. And all three cars is something that I use in tandem. And I'm not a video blogger. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm nowhere associated with any of the brands, and no one is paying me for this. But I wanted to put my opinion about this car, right? And the reason why I'm doing it is because in last 4-5 months of my ownership, I bought this car somewhere in the mid of March, and I've driven it almost 6,000 kilometers. The drive is mostly in the Delhi NCR region, except once I took it on the highways, which was the Yamuna Expressway. Other than that, mostly the runs are inside the Delhi NCR region between Noida, Gurgaon, or in Delhi. So overall, it's a very sorted car. The experience is great, and if I need to rank all three cars, right, overall, I think I'm going to rate this the best I have in my stable. Ride and handling is great. The dynamics are great. Very easy to drive in the city. DCT is very responsive. It's not that same old DCT. I think Hyundai has done something to it. I haven't faced any overrating issues or anything related to the transmission. The shifting is very precise. I haven't felt ever. I'm comparing it with the other automatics I've driven, and especially with the Seltos CVT, which makes more sound, and the power comes a bit later. It's a wonderful car again, but then this car, right, has a very supple ride. It has a very sorted suspension, easy to live with. It's not hard, it's not soft, it's something in between, and it's a beautiful car to drive in things like Delhi NCR. And I also got a good deal when I bought this car. Now, coming back to the reason, as I said, I wanted to put this video here, because lately I've heard from many people that why you haven't gone for a Seltos or a Sonnet, because you already were having a Seltos. It has more features. It looks much bigger. It has a meaner look. And then people also say, why not a Brezza or an XUV 300 or 3XO for now, or a Tata Nexon, and even Magnite CVT. And I think I got the answer, right? Today I have the answer why I bought this car. Now, one of the first thing, right, as an owner, when you buy a car, right, when you start riding it and you have an experience of over a couple of decades of driving different cars, you look for a peace of mind. You look for a good ownership experience. You look for a good service experience. You look for a niggle-free, hassle-free drive. A car that only visits the service center for the regular checkups and scheduled services. This is one of the cars that I felt, right? It's like mostly with most of the Hyundais, Kias and Marutis or Toyotas, right? They only visit the service center when it's needed, and it's niggle free. I don't get those vibrations of a 3-cylinder engine, even though it's a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. All it needs is a couple of minutes of starting. I do a cold start. I leave my car for a couple of minutes, and then once the RPM drops down to 0.9 or 0.8, then I start driving. I drive the car, and it has a very good fit and finish, no panel gaps. Ride quality is very good. I mean, I'm driving right now on really bad patchy roads on which I do get some vibrations and noise from a 4-cylinder engine of Seltos. And I'm a very good driver. I'm not saying that I'm the best, but I'm a good driver. I don't accelerate a lot. I don't push a car a lot. I love to drive a car in a very good rev range where I could get a good mileage, or where the engine sounds sweet. That's how I ride. I mean, Seltos I have driven for thousands of kilometers in stress. I've taken it to Pune, I've taken it to Indore, and many a times to Lucknow. So and it's also a wonderful car. But when I compare it with this has more features. This feels much better. It has more power at its disposal, and as soon as you put it into the sports mode, you get the required rush. The other good thing about this car, I feel, is that even though it has a good power range, you won't you won't like to rev it hard. It's not that the sound is not good or the car won't perform well, but the intrinsic nature of this car is that it loves to be driven sedately. I know people won't agree with me, but that's what I felt about the way the transmission and the overall car is engineered and tuned. You can drive the car very calmly, and especially if you are driving it below 2000 rpm, you will love it, right? No noise. You don't get much of the tire noise or noise from the suspensions. It drives pretty good once it's like under the regular traffic conditions. But once you go into the higher power bands, especially once the turbo kicks in, which is like above 2000 rpm, you start to get that a little bit, the little extra push, the rush of turbo, where it starts drinking a lots of fuel. But on the other side, you start enjoying that little bit of power that comes to the wheel, and 80, 90, you'll be satisfied with that speed. That's a very good thing, right? It's not a car that will ask you to press the pedal and take it to 120, 130. That's not good, even from a safety point of view, and also not good for the conditions of the roads we have, the infrastructure we have, excluding the expressways, which again I think are also not safe because of those Neil guys and tire busting issues. So it's a good car, and when I compare it with Nexon, million times better, right? Even though Tata is safe, it has a 5-star rating. It has a very solid chassis, or the platform on which it is built, and maybe the one on which this Venue is running might not be that robust, but trust me, the sheet metal doors are of very high quality. They are sturdy, strong, and it has 6 airbags, all good safety features, EPS, EBD, ADAS. You feel secure in this cabin, is what I'll say. This is the way it drives. So if you drive sensibly, right, and if you take precautions, if you're not over speeding, I think it's a very safe car. I don't have any issues, right? Even a 5-star car, right, if it's not driven sensibly, will land you into bed, hospital, or anything could happen. So yeah, it's a safe car, is what I can assure you, right? And any other car is safe provided you drive safely. The sheet metal is again very good. The fiber quality, the fit and finish is very good. We have plastics over here, right? And but the finish is very, very good grade of plastics which are used. It has, a little bit of leather inserts at various places. For example, on the door pads, as you could see, we have the leather thing. The AC is very good, which was not in the case of, I think, the first gen of Venue. I heard, people complaining that they used to get hot air from, that vent, but that's not the case here. The only feature which I feel Hyundai could have incorporated for a car which costs, more than 16 lakhs on road in Delhi NCR, it could have been an auto dimming IRVM. But other than that, it has everything. It has powered seats. It has a very good cluster, very simple cluster, which you now get days you get in Hyundais and Kias, right? In their even in Seltos, you get the same. In Creta, you get the same. Not in the higher end ones, but yes, you do get. The infotainment screen, 8-inch, I think, is again, it's okay. It works beautifully. It won't block the vision, so that's a good thing. I mean, the one that I have in my Seltos is on the higher side. I know that also won't block the vision, but I find this one to be better. If this was tilted on the driver side, things could have been much better, easier for me to read, but still I feel it's good. It has got lots of physical buttons. Again, that's a very good thing. Again, when I compare it with my Seltos, for the infotainment system, I have all capacitive buttons. For the ACs, yes, there are buttons. The ADAS I have tested on the highways, on the city roads, during day, night. It works well. Especially there are a couple of features which I use. One of them is the lane assist, right, which works beautifully in this car. And the other feature which I use a lot is the infotainment systems, Apple CarPlay. It's not a wireless unit, it's a wired one, but as I said, it works great. For me, it works great. There is no lag. Even I have an accessory which I also use in both my cars for wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and even in that case, it works great, flawlessly. Coming back to the suspensions, over the period of time, initially when I started, I was not sure what should be the air pressure for the car, right? And I tried with different combination, and then ultimately, I realized that 34 in front, 36 at back works beautifully in this car, right? If you put 38 at back or 32 in front, you won't get that good driving dynamics or experience with this. I use nitrogen, so it works well here. The auto headlight feature that you see is also a part of the ADAS suite. Again, very, very handy, and I have stopped using this lever for changing high beam to low beam. It takes care of all these things beautifully, very intelligent. So this works well, and it has a small sunroof, which you guys know, right? It's of no use, to be honest, but yeah, it makes you feel good, especially right once you have a beautiful day. You can at least open not a glass, but the curtain, and then get some light. It makes you feel better. The other thing about this, what you are hearing is again a part of ADAS. So you could see here that it tells you that what is the permittable speed on on the road you are driving, and also this if there is a school nearby, you will also get a warning that this icon, and then there is a voice warning that comes that apprises you that there is a school nearby. So these are some good features of this car. It's not as wide as a Nexon or Mahindra, so very easy to drive and park. That was again one of the reasons going for this car. And when I compare it to Sonnet, the sheet metal, the doors, they feel more sturdy and heavy on this car. The sound isolation is better on Venue than a Sonnet, and I think somewhere, right, Sonnet has more feature. You pay some extra bucks, you get more feature, but this gives, you know, a little bit less for some less money, but as I said, you feel more, you know, confident, and it gives you a feeling of, you know, sitting in a safer car. That sturdiness comes with this car. Also, the road noise and the suspension on Sonnet are below par if I compare it with this car, right? Sonnet is very stiff. If I compare it with this car, you will feel that this is softer than Sonnet. And yeah, 6,000 kilometers are completed. So this was my initial observation about this car. Engine is great, braking, everything is great, and if you are looking for a subcompact car, I think you should consider Hyundai Venue. If you are looking for an automatic car, a petrol car, especially if you are from the Delhi NCR region, and if you understand that the government is not happy with diesel, and you know, some hard measures could be taken, consider, you know, buying a petrol one, and also consider taking a test ride of Hyundai Venue. Don't go, you know, for those Tatas and Mahindra just for those 5-star ratings. They are, you know, sturdy, strong, but trust me, those are also marketing, you know, terms. I already have owned a couple of Tatas, and I am never going to buy a Tata again in my life. So that's the experience I have. So anyways, I hope that whatever I spoke, maybe it was boring, there was no, you know, background music, but you might have got a gist of my experience with this car, a little bit, you know, insight about my experience would help you in, you know, taking a right choice. And if you want me to, you know, make some really good videos, not like this, but a detailed one, you could subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. You can like the video. It will give me some, you know, encouragement to make, you know, some meaningful, purposeful videos for you. And I think that's it. So have a good time, drive safe, bye bye.